Right. And Sam, in the film, we see the activism begin when it comes to apartheid in South Africa and his decision to go to South Africa and play, and the significance of that. How big a deal was that, not just to Arthur Ashe, but also to tennis and to the civil rights struggle in the state?
Well, it's a huge deal for an African American athlete back in the 1970s to decide to want to go to South Africa. First of all, to play tennis, and then to also challenge, the apartheid laws there. And
Hmm.
what's interesting about this is how complicated it is, because on the one hand, he not only upset the white people, the white South Africans, about coming there and talking about they should be eliminating apartheid, there should be integration in the tennis matches that he was going to play there, but he was also upsetting, not black South Africans and African Americans, because the attitude back then was a black person, be it a figure or an entertainer, should not be going to South Africa, you know.
Hmm.
And you see that even though he had to challenges in terms of trying to get into South Africa, when he got there, and as we say at this press conference he went to, there were black South Africans saying, "You should go home. You shouldn't be here. You're just doing exactly what the white South Africans want you to do. Being an Uncle Tom by coming here to play." So what's fascinating to me about this story about Arthur Ashe is the duality that he confronted constantly. This duality, being a black person in a racist society, and how to negotiate that. And it's fascinating also because if you think about it, here is in the 70s, we had just gone through the high points of the Civil Rights Movement, the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act,
Hmm.
Dr. King, the March on Washington. And in the 70s, African Americans, not only Arthur Ashe in the sports arena, but African Americans in the political arena, like Maynard Jackson, was saying, if we're going to break the barriers, we need to be inside. We need to be in the doors of power to make change. Dr. King had pushed us to get into the corridors of power. Now, while we're in there, let's see how we can make change. And Arthur was following that template, which I think people need to understand.